All right, hi everybody. I'm going to go over something in 7th grade math that some of you may be doing right now, which is scientific notation and like the rules that go about it. This will be a shorter video. I'm just going to do one addition problem, one subtraction problem. Let's see, let's do one multiplication, then we'll do division after I erase all this. So scientific notation is a way of describing really, really big numbers or really, really small numbers in a more concise manner. So they all have this, let's just do a quick example of one. They all have like a number in the beginning, let's say 6.02 times 10. They'll have this part, which means how many times you move the decimal. And then the exponent up here is how many times you actually move the decimal. So this is an example from chemistry. This is the number of atoms in a mole of atoms. So if you have a little pile of, like a little small handful of sand, that would be 6 with 23 zeros atoms. So just to kind of give an idea of like when you would use this, this is called Avogadro's number. They even make a guacamole that has Avogadro's number. So this is an example of a really, really big number, but we also have really, really small numbers, like 1.01 times 10 to the negative 20th. This would mean negative exponents means the number gets smaller, so that it actually would move the decimal 20 times to the left. Okay, so let's just quickly do, let's start small here, let's do an addition one. With addition, they need to have the same exponent. So let's say we have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd plus 5.1 times 10 to the 22nd. Well, the exponents don't match, and so we can't do addition or subtraction unless they match. With multiplication and division, they don't have to match, but addition and subtraction, they do. So 22 and 23, we can choose either one, but let's do the 22. Okay, so right now this is saying 5.1, and you move, or basically 5 point, and you move that decimal 22 times to the right. So we'd be moving it 22 times to the right. Well, let's make it so we have to move it 23 times to the right. Well, how do we do that? We just move the decimal back one. So this would actually become 0.51 times 10 to the 23rd. And now these exponents match. And then we're going to add the numbers, the coefficient part. So 6.02 plus 0.51. 2 and 1 makes 3. 5 and 0 makes 5, and 6 and 0. So 6.53. And then we just bring down the exponent that we had. So I'll box our answer. Addition and subtraction needs to have the same exponent. So that was an addition problem. We had to change the exponent. Let's do a subtraction one now. So what about 0.21 times 10 to the negative 8? And then let's do 5.4 times 10 to the negative 6. Okay, so same idea. We have to choose either one. We can choose the negative 8 or the negative 6. Because they don't match, we have to switch. So let's see. Let's do the negative 6 again. So right now, negative 6 means I'm going to move the decimal over 6 times to the left because it's making the number smaller. Well, instead of moving it 6 times to the left, let's say we want to move it 8 times to the left. So we're going to kind of hold it back twice. So that would be 540, and the decimal would be there, times 10 to the negative 8th. And now they match. So let's bring down our coefficients. 0.21 plus 540. Oh, subtraction. Well, we're doing a small number minus a bigger number. So we're going to be negative. What we can do is switch the order. So 540 minus 0.21, and then make the answer negative. So we're going to have to borrow a bunch. This would be 3. This would be a 9, 9, 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. Decimal. 9 minus 0 is 9. 3 minus 0 and 5. So 539.79. And that's a negative because we're subtracting a large number. And then now that our exponents match, they're both 10 to the negative 8th. We have our answer. So let's just do one quick multiplication and division. These ones are easier because you don't have to change the exponent. Let's do a multiplication one. 3.2 times 10 to the 6th times 5.0 times 10 to the 3rd. Let's bring down, all we have to do is bring down our coefficients. Let's multiply them. 3.2 times, well, 5.0 is just 5. Multiplication sign. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 16. And then we have one decimal, so 16. And then this is the most important part. Multiplication, think add exponents. A division sign has a subtraction in it. Like the part right there is a subtraction symbol. So think divide means you subtract the exponents, but multiply, the real, like the star one, even has an addition symbol in it. So we're going to add the exponents. So 10 to the 6th and 10 to the 3rd. Well, that makes 3 and 6 makes 9. So our full answer is 16 times 10 to the 9th. Last one, division. Let's do Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the negative 5th, divided by 3, 6.03, divided by 3 times 10 to the negative 2nd. Bring these down. I changed it to 6.03. You'll see why, because what's 6 divided by 3? Well, that's 2. And then what's 0.03 divided by 3? Well, that's just 0.01. So that becomes 2.01. Then another tricky part. I like to do my division on one on top of each other. So it's easier. It's kind of like the exponent rules from a previous video, or it's not kind of, it is. When you subtract, that's 10 to the negative 5 minus a minus 2. And remember, when you minus a minus, you're actually plusing. So that makes, what's negative 5 plus 2? Well, we're getting less negative. So that becomes 10 to the negative 3rd. And then we're done. So 2.01 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Please, I encourage you always to share any questions you may have. Hope this helped with scientific notation, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.